are these people?
I do another DC story, but a little more hopeful, especially given Joe's like
Yeah.
like a whore. Like, I'm surprised you don't have that one.
No, I need the hose
I
be
feel like
knowing
I've said
too.
we needed to have
like
that
a
one.
whore.
The hose be knowing.
Right.
That's
I
the
said
other
that
one.
to you. We needed to have that in there too.
Yeah.
The hose be knowing.
Mhm.
But speaking of I probably know. So another, for me, local story, especially since this is right by where I work, and I didn't even know this until I read the article. But shout out to American University students.
My friend went here.
Yeah, who?
All 4 years.
I mean,
actually got kicked out.
Kicked out what?
He got kicked out of American University because there was like some kind of like secret frat. I don't even know the whole story.
American University sounds like a fake university. Like it sounds like a university someone made up because they needed like,
I can tell
like
you
a Pell Grant.
I can tell you
know,
firsthand experience. The entire school is full of weebs. All of them, it's like furry and like.
Notice me, senpai. Notice me.
Yeah.
I didn't think I would need that.
Almost
today.
all of them are like that just goes to show. But I mean,
Anyway,
so when they walked out, it was like Nani. Anyway. So
that's another clip. We need like a Nani.
What's the one where like the guy teleports? Isn't that from like JoJo? They like teleports behind someone, and Anyway, I'll find that one. I'll find that one too. That one's good. One of those weebs in chat will know. But
what's your favorite anime? Comment down below.
Right, just hit that SEO real quick. That'll boost us in the algorithm.
Everyone knows what my favorite anime is. I kind of gave Reef a hard time for not seeing this anime.
Well, look,
I like some anime. No, like to get off topic for a second. Like me and Colin were talking about this. There's like some. I mean, modern day anime is like
shit
cliche as fuck, and it's but there's like some '90s anime that you can like actually get entertainment from.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Like I haven't really gone into like any of more modern anime like past like the aughts basically, like, and I love anime, but like like I know people are kind of like into Attack on Titan and all that kind of, which I'm sure is good, but I haven't really just gone into it. But like I can find
first
myself
season
watching.
I watched that.
I could find like watching even like 90s or even 80s, some certain 80s anime, and I could watch those over and over again.
Yeah.
But I see Evangelion on Netflix.
Look, Colin's got a tattoo of Krillin. All right, don't
I know.
Yes, you do. Don't lie to the people. We all know you got the little 3 dots on his forehead. It's great. How many is 9? He's got like the Dragon Ball thing on there, right?
You know what? I'm gonna get
a tattoo, but not of that.
Krillin was a G.
What's the thing? What's the eyeball in Yu-Gi-Oh called? Where it's like the Pegasus like eyeball.
All I know is all I know is you've activated my trap card. That's it. That's the only one.
That's
and pot of greed. Draw 2. Like that's everyone knows that one because it was in like every episode, every time.
Around like a year ago, I watched the first season again. We're getting so off, but like I watched the first season again, and it like doesn't make any sense. None of it does.
Right.
There's an episode where he plays a monster card, and then it literally like shoots the moon, and then it like breaks the field, and then that's the game. They don't do anything to follow
plot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's all.
Speaking of plot, we have this plot. American University students walk out to support staff.
As much as Crap says that American University students are weebs, they actually did something good and actually staging a walkout.
Wasn't this the freshmen? This was like incoming freshmen, right?
I wouldn't say incoming freshmen, but it involved.
They were there for like.
I'll read the I'll read the article, but it was a walkout in connection to the
what is
invocation.
Invocation, that's it.
Yeah, that freshmen attended and they essentially walked out of it. So, this is from Popular Resistance and DCist, written by Sarah H. Kim. Actually, it was just a picture there, so I'm going to go to the next slide. Whoa, wait.
There you go.
Okay. All right. Can you remove
Yes.
the screen there? Thank you.
You're welcome.
American University administrators resumed negotiations Friday morning. I think it was last week, with staff who were on strike this week demanding high wages and equitable pay. It was the first bargaining session administrators held with staff unions since contracting negotiations failed last week due to disputes over raises. The bargaining session comes at the end of a nearly week-long strike, which began Monday and coincided with move-in week for undergraduates. The strike officially ended 3 p.m. Friday as planned. It is unclear whether the current round of negotiations will end. The strike kicked off at the Washington College of Law on Monday, and the union has spent much of the following days marching and chanting on the university's main campus near residence halls. Just prior to the bargaining session, President Sylvia Burwell was delivering a speech at a convocation when students walked out chanting, "Pay your staff." Union members and supporters have marched to the convocation site, Bender Arena, before proceeding to Massachusetts Avenue. On Thursday, Peter Starr, Provost and Chief Academic Officer of American University, sent an email to faculty regarding convocation, saying that they were no longer asking faculty to attend in person. American University's Vice President and Chief Communications Officer Matt Bennett forwarded a statement to DCist WAMU, indicating that the university asked the union for dates earlier in the week to resume negotiations on contracts for both the staff union and adjunct faculty, and that its bargaining team suggested meeting Friday. AU is eager to reach a fair resolution on contracts with both groups, the statement read. However, a union spokesperson told DCist at WAMU Wednesday morning that administrators had not indicated that they plan to resume negotiations since the strike began. Regarding the bargaining session Friday, the spokesperson said the administration finally responded after days of protests. Asked to clarify when the university reached out to the union this week, Bennett replied, "I can tell you we asked for dates on Wednesday." He pushed back against the claim that administrators did not indicate they wanted to resume negotiations before that time.
Okay.
We have always been prepared to discuss the proposal at the bargaining table, which is where the negotiations have to take place, he wrote. The union with SEIU Local 500 is made up of 550 staff of the Provost Division and formed in November 2020. Negotiations fell last week due primarily to disputes over raises. Staff in the union who were demanded a living wage wanted a 5% guaranteed raise in the first year of the contract. The university's latest final offer was a 2.5% raise with a possible 1.5 merit increase. Union leaders also filed charges with the National Labor Relations Board, accusing the university of unfair labor practices. So this was tweeted out by Kristen Minks. Breaking at AU Staff Union at SEIU Local 500 on strike all this week as students arrived, just reached a deal with American University. Who got the power? We got the power. What kind of power? Union power. So I have a couple, maybe. Yep. So I have a couple of clips of the protests. If you want to play those, Reef.
Yeah. So before I do, a quick question. I thought the teachers union wasn't allowing strikes to happen. Like,
no, this is, you're thinking in terms of, for me.
Yeah.
Like that's DC. If you think of me specifically, that's DCPS. This is American University.
Okay.
Totally different.
Gotcha.
So.
Okay.
Private university, public school district.
Cool.
That's the difference. you kind of got the point. So, and then this is a shorter one.
That's a group of people.
Yeah. So, thoughts, and I have more to say about this before I continue, but
well, I mean, it's nice to see a union trying to get something like actual better pay. What's their specific demand? Like for how much pay?
they
Like
wanted 5%.
Okay.
In the first year.
Gotcha.
So we've talked about this before. You know how I feel like the ask is usually not big enough. Even in this, I don't feel the ask is big enough. I feel like unions in a lot of ways is kind of like the compromise position generally. But in this case, you know, at least I could say, you know, that they are, you know, pushing direct action wise, you know, and at least American university students took it upon themselves. And funny enough, during move-in weekend with incoming freshmen coming in, so you can imagine a lot of these new parents, you know, coming in and being like, what the fuck is going on here? You know, like definitely giving an impression. But I wanted to mention this because I know Sabi kind of talked about this on a live stream the other day, I think in regards to student debt and just thinking in terms of the endowment of some of these colleges and thinking about in terms of like, why the fuck can they not pay, you know, their employees a minimum wage? So I just pulled this up very quickly off of Wikipedia. So I just basically pulled up here the top, I think the top 10 private universities in the country.
Yeah.
And just take a look at their endowments. So Harvard University, 53 billion. Yale University, 42 billion. Stanford, 37. Princeton, 37. MIT, 27. UPenn, 20. Notre Dame, 18. Northwestern in Illinois, 14. Columbia University, 14. Washington University in St. Louis, 13. So these are top 10, you know? So like the fact that they're talking about billions, you know, and they can't pay staff, you know, like, and Sabi said, you know, a lot of this money goes towards professors, you know, in terms of, you know, especially for ones who are doing research, almost to the detriment of maybe some of the adjunct professors who may not get paid that well. But I can also argue a lot of this money goes towards infrastructure, you know, because especially private universities, it's essentially run like a business. You got to get, you know, those students in, you got to make those dorms nice, you got to have, you know, the nice cafeterias and all that kind of stuff. You got to make it like marketable for students to want to come.
Yeah. Forget the teachers. I was just talking to my friend who went to American that it's even worse with the actual like staff that's there, like the dining staff and the janitors and shit like that. Imagine what they're getting. Like, they're getting paid like shit. Most of them are like ex-cons and like people who don't like really like speak English, and like they're definitely getting fucked.
Yeah. So so to be fair,
I
showed private.
I need that too.
Next slide. Want to show you public, because those of you who are saying like, you know, especially in terms of student debt, you know, oh, like, you know, you should go to public college because it's a lot cheaper. Well, again, top 10. University of Texas system. These are in billions. 42 billion. Texas A&M University system, 18. University of Michigan, 17. University of California, 12. University of Virginia, 10. Ohio State, 6. University of Pittsburgh, 5. University of Minnesota, 5. University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, 5. Penn State, 4. Again, public schools. You know, especially with Texas A&M, Texas University of Texas, like
crazy. Yeah.
Like almost the same as Harvard. You know.
Yeah. That's because of that foosball. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Why is there such a big jump between the University of Texas and then all the rest of them?
Because of
it's like almost a 30
football.
billion.
Football.
Like literally.
A lot of it.
The UT football team is
I'd imagine,
and
I'm not sure if you already mentioned this, but like I'd imagine like a lot of this is due to gentrification as well, right?
For sure, but
they fund the schools that are like that have all the rich kids in it.
Yeah.
So I put this up just to kind of show, you know, like, and I think people need to make the association, like as Sabi has said, you know, she worked in higher ed, so she definitely knows her stuff. But the idea of like these schools are not really schools; they're businesses, and they are run as such. So the idea of like these schools are making endowments of, you know, billions of dollars, which essentially can run a small country.
Yeah.
But yet you're not able to pay your workers a living wage. You know, it's just kind of insane. And then to kind of pull up American University's endowment, if I can read it, thank you.
Yeah.
If you scroll, I think up for you. So
which way? This way?
Yeah.
This way?
Yeah.
More?
Yeah,
okay.
There we go. So right there. So as of 2021, their endowment is 884 million. So obviously a lot less than the rest of the schools that I kind of mentioned, but it's still like, you know, I mean, they're close to the billion, you know, stage here. So it's they're not lacking for cash here. So, you know, the fact that they even had to go this far, you know, among students to protest when they have close to $1 billion endowment at the school, which is funny because it is kind of a small, I guess a medium-sized school, I think would be more accurate to say. I think it's just kind of shows, you know, again, capitalism that, you know, and again, I'm sure a lot of this money is going towards professors and infrastructure at the school over the detriment of the working employees there who are probably making, you know, cents of the dollar.
Yeah. Okay. That's a lot of monies.
It's a lot of money, you know, and I mean, we don't necessarily think of it, but, you know, but I think it just shows the priorities of what these schools do. You know, can you imagine what would happen if like a lot more of that money went towards financial aid?
Yeah.
You know, for students who need it.
Wait, but what about Ukraine? Ukraine needs all that money.
Sure.
Sure.
You know, I mean, what would Jesus do? American University.
Is that coming up soon?
What's that?
Zelensky's payday coming up soon. When's the next bill coming? Because they need the help. We need to give them billions.
One just happened. They're wanting to do a Taiwan one.
Just gave them $3 billion. I think they could use another $56 billion, possibly $1 trillion, every month.
I was going to do a story this week about they're sending back handwritten receipts, Ukraine.
They're so
that's fun.
That's how you know they're like a mafia country when they send back handwritten receipts. It's not even a receipt, it's like a love letter from Zelensky to Biden. It's like thanks Biden, love you, babe. And then he writes a heart and a smiley face.
So